Hi YouTube, it's me, Sunkiss. I am back with a big update and a big surprise. As you can see in my hand, I have my baby is in my hand. I had her by surprise last week Friday, September. She was due September 9th, but I had her August 10th, last week Friday. So a lot has happened since the last update. I was okay. Let me just let y'all see her, being that I already told you surprise beforehand. See, she's trying to bite my finger. She's trying to. Okay. I'm breastfeeding at the same time, y'all. Multitasking. Say hi, YouTube. Say hi, mommy. Say hi. This is Miss Faith Elizabeth, y'all. I got my baby. Say hi, YouTube. Say hello. Hello, YouTube. I'm finally here. I'm finally here. Oh, you see my little baby? Okay, so yeah, I'm breastfeeding at the same time, so the camera has to be high. So, a lot has happened. 35, I had her when I was 35 weeks, so she is a preemie. She's fighting me now. Okay, hold on one second. Here, mama. Okay. She's fighting me. She's a fighter. Yeah. She's a good baby, though. So I had her when I was 35 weeks and 5 days. I was 35 weeks and 5 days when I had her. My water broke. Well, it started leaking. The same thing like what happened with Olivia. Y'all know that I was very high risk to begin with. And, that's why I had to be in the hospital for so long and had to have the cerclage and had to be on total bed rest. I, really couldn't do much for the second half of the pregnancy. But, I held on, because that water was trying to break since like 23 weeks. That's when they put me in the hospital. But, thank God everything held on until she was, a good gestation. I was actually about to have the stitch taken out the day after, which would have been that Friday, the 10th, when she was born. But my water, I believe, was leaking for like a couple of days because I could tell, something was a little off. I was getting a little bit more discharge than normal, and I knew at one point this is not discharge anymore. So that Thursday morning, I didn't sleep that Wednesday night because I knew that it was time. And that Thursday morning, we went to the hospital. Me and my mom and baby daddy all went to the hospital, and we knew, I had packed my bag, hospital bag and everything. We knew pretty much this was it. I mean, my water didn't completely break, but it was leaking. And it was, apparent that we was going to have this baby. I was scared, but being that I was almost 36 weeks, I knew she was going to be totally fine. I knew everything was going to be fine. And, the only thing I was afraid of was that she was going to have to be in a NICU. And that's what, the part that was scary for me. I didn't want her to have to be in a NICU, and I didn't want her to have to be away from me. And I didn't want her to have to go through any pain or suffering. That was a big concern for me for her coming early. So I was pretty happy that, at least I did last to 35 and a half weeks. Well, 35 and 5 days. Basically almost 36 weeks. A week and a couple of days shy, really, of full term. Because 37 weeks, which I would have been today, I would have been 37 weeks today, is considered a full term baby. So, anyway, went to the hospital and they checked me, and lo and behold, it was definitely my water had broke. And so they took out my cerclage at that time, and started preparing me to get this baby delivered. So, everything happened like so quickly in the beginning, and I was like super scared. I was nervous and crying and worrying on my baby's gonna be okay when I would pray, and but I knew inside that everything was gonna be okay. I knew God didn't bring me this far for something to go wrong now. So, anyway, they started me on the Pitocin. So I got to the hospital early that Thursday morning. And they started me on Pitocin pretty early. And what that does is that brings on your contractions. When I got there, I was about 3 centimeters. And I had like maybe some Braxton Hicks, contractions. That's like fake contractions. It wasn't really nothing major going on. Nothing that I could really feel anyway. Just some tightening is what I was feeling. And so, yeah, mama. Yeah. Yeah. So, alright. Okay. So, she's a little munchkin, y'all. So, I get sidetracked now a lot with her. Lose my train of thought and everything. Okay. So, that was early Thursday morning that we started the Pitocin. I totally lost my train of thought. I don't get any sleep either. I'm sleep deprived. I'm going to be probably skipping all over the damn story. Y'all going to be lost. Be like, girl, would you stick to the story? Anyway. Back to the Pitocin. Anyway, long story short, I got the epidural not too long after, because I started feeling those contractions. But it wasn't really intense. I wanted that epidural before things got really intense, because as I told y'all, I had experienced it with Olivia and I wasn't going through it again. So I was really adamant about getting that epidural. So they gave me the epidural and everything was smooth sailing. I was good. I labored pretty much all night, but because I didn't have her till the next day, that Friday. So I was like pretty much in labor for 24 hours, but I wasn't progressing. I just went to 4 centimeters. Had my contractions were really good, and they were right on. They were dead spot on, but I wasn't progressing in the way that I should. So I was really scared at one point that I thought that they were going to give me. Hold on one second, y'all. At one point, I thought they were going to give me a C-section. And my mother she got up and started praying, and begging God, please, let my daughter deliver naturally. And because I really wanted to deliver naturally, especially after all that bed rest. I didn't want to have to be binded down to the bed again. I wanted to be able to get up and move around and everything. So, at one point, I had to shift to my side because her heart rate had went down a little bit, which it happens sometimes with contractions. And when I shift over to the side, because I just went to like 4 centimeters. I was only like dilated like 1 centimeter a whole nother day later. So I was like, okay, what's going on here? And so they checked me. I forgot what time they checked me. It must have been about 6 o'clock or maybe before that in the morning. Anyway, like in a matter of a couple of hours after I shifted, I went from that 4 straight to 10. After I shifted, I guess maybe just laying there on my back and not moving, and maybe that was a problem. But as soon as I started shifting from side to side, all of a sudden I was surprised when she checked me. It must have been about 7 something in the morning that she checked me. I went from 4 straight to 10, and I forgot what they call it, +1 or whatever. She was down. She was ready. We were ready for delivery. So anyway, they said, you want to start practice pushing? So I did, a little bit of practice stuff going down. They said, okay, let's give you a little bit more time to get her head down just a little bit more, because it was, they didn't want to exhaust me with the pushing. I think she had to be +2 or something like that, or negative. I forget what plus and negative thing or whatever. So, they started to get the setup ready, started to get everything ready. and turned off my epidural. And I was like, oh no, don't turn my epidural off. Well, then let me push now because I don't want to feel it. I was telling them I don't want to feel it. It was like, well, we have to take it off, you know, and you can't push now yet. But, you know, they had to take it off because I needed to feel what I was doing. You know, it's not so much that you're going to feel the pain because it takes a while for it to wear off anyway. But you need to feel when it's time to push. You need to know when it's time to push. And so, you know, I knew when it was time to push because it was this intense pressure down there. You know, it was really intense. It was like being constipated and you can't go, but you got to go. And just pressing against it. It wasn't very painful because it was painful to some extent, but it wasn't very painful. It wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be. You know, I thought it was going to be like this nightmare, like I was going to freaking be suffering. But, you know, thank God for epidural. I guess that really helped ease, you know, off a lot of the pain, which I was thankful for. So, anyway, I think maybe I had about, when it was time to, you know, to get it together. You know, I even broke down in the middle of pushing because they were like, no, you got to push from down there. I don't want to see your face, you know, to get it out your face. And I was like, I don't know how to do it. I don't know what I'm doing. They was like, yes, she's right there. Her head is right there. Feel down there. I was like, I don't want to feel that. Wait for y'all to finish doing what you got to do. Listen, just come on, get this baby out of here. That's what I want you to do. So anyway, you know, they reassured me that I can do it. You know, that we're very good. And my mom and Big Daddy was right there, you know, with me and coaching me on. And I think I had maybe about four sessions pushing, you know, because you have to wait for your contractions in between. So I think on the fourth one, you know, it was like when you after had the contraction, that's you, Boopa. They want me to push and then bring it back, you know, and push again, because what happens is the head is coming out, and then when you start pushing, it comes back in. So they want me to bring it right back to get her head to pop out. And so that's what I did with the next one, and bam, her head popped out. And I felt, you know, when it popped out, like a release, kind of. I was like, oh, yeah, something's going on. And then, you know, she was like, don't push, you know, and I guess that's when she was doing her thing, suctioning or whatever. And then, you know, she pulled the rest of the body out, and I was like, oh my God, it was crazy. That was like a hysterical moment when I heard her cry. I just broke down completely. I could not believe that I had a baby, and she was crying, and she was alive, and it was so joyful. It was really, really a joyful moment. It's something that I would never, ever, ever forget. I will never forget that moment. So, let me stop before I start getting emotional in here. Anyway, y'all know what I've been through. I mean, well, I think, you know, from the videos and stuff like that, people will know what I've been through with losing Olivia and everything, and the frustration of not knowing what was going to happen with this pregnancy, and then for her to come early and then me not know, and then she came out and she was totally healthy and screaming. She didn't need no help with nothing. She didn't need no ventilator. She didn't need, okay, mommy, all right, okay. She didn't need anything, you know. She was good. From the moment she came out, she was good. She did excellent. No jaundice, no nothing. My baby didn't need anything. She was a good baby. Right, mamas? She didn't have to go to the nursery or anything. I was really, really blessed. I was so happy. You know, that's all I wanted. I wanted for her to be healthy, for everything to be good with her. Okay, Boopa. Okay. And I didn't want her to have to go to that NICU. You know, if she had to go, then she had to go. But that's what I was trying, you know, fighting all those weeks on that bed, fighting for her to stay in there so she, you know, she would have the best chance possible. So I was really happy that everything turned out for the best. Oh, she was 5 pounds, 5 ounces, 18 inches long. She was born August 10th at 8:04 a.m. So those are her stats. She's a little munchkin. But she's a 35-weeker, you know. So she's a preemie. But it's like she's full term, you know. I mean, she's totally perfect. Perfect, right, mamas? My baby is perfect. So she's getting fussy now. I'm gonna end the video in a minute. Here, Poopa. You did a stinker. I got all kind of names for her. That's all I do is, mess with her all day long. She sleeps, but I don't sleep. Because when she's sleeping, I'm looking over her to make sure she's breathing and everything is alright. And, I don't sleep that much. I really don't. I sleep like an hour or two maybe, then I wake up when she wakes up. But, I'm trying to get myself in a routine. I mean, I have to get myself together because I got to be alert for her and everything. So, but it's a wonderful experience. I'm so happy she's finally here, and she's healthy and everything is okay. Her name is Faith Elizabeth. I know I had introduced the name, I think the last video. I had told y'all her name, the last one or the one before, I forget. But her name is Faith Elizabeth. Okay? And she's doing really well. You want to say bye to everybody? Hi, mamas? Say bye to everybody. We'll come back soon. We'll come back soon. I'm falling asleep on mommy's boob. Hey, see you later. Look. She got her mouth open. She wants more boobage. But see how tiny she is, y'all? She is a tiny little munchkin. I got my little bracelet on. My mother, she's into those. You gotta protect the baby thing. I love her so much. She's everything to me, guys. I'm so happy I finally got my little girl. And she's my twin. Do you see how much this little girl looks like me? It's like my mirror image. She's my little twin. Anyway, okay, let me finish feeding my baby. And I will be back with an update pretty soon. Hopefully I can get some pictures. I need to do, I really always say I'm going to do things like that, then I never do it. But I have a lot of pictures and stuff. I take pictures of her all the time and everything. People that's on my Facebook, they get to see that. Shout out to my girl Rosa and Lana. That's Faith's playmate, little sister. Y'all know I always talk about Rosa. But it's nice that that she has a friend already. That's only a couple of months, they're going to be a couple of months apart. So that's really, really great. Okay, guys, I will be back real soon with more video and pictures and baby talk and, losing weight talk, because we got to get back to that. I lost 10 pounds so far. I'm not going to lie. I gained 50 pounds with this pregnancy. 50 pounds. I'm going to keep it real as can be. Okay? Y'all know how I get down. But when I start my real weight loss and everything, we're going to get to the scale and we're going to get to the numbers. So far, I lost 10 pounds. And this weight is going to be coming off. My appetite is starting to decrease already. So, now it's going to be about picking the right things to eat and getting back into the gym. I can't really do nothing much until like maybe 4 to 6 weeks. So it'll be sometime down in September when I really start getting back into that. Okay? But, for now we're going to talk about baby stuff and, little cute things like that. Anyway, hope everybody's doing well. Thank you guys for your continued support always. I really appreciate it. And I will be back with y'all pretty soon. All right. Bye.